Ideally, I would like to see a scenario where we can go to MLS and its shareholders peacefully and propose to them promotion, relegation, and open system on the basis of having an opportunity to make even more money in the USA soccer ecosystem. And I can certainly see that. If you point to open systems around the world, you look at interest in the lower divisions in open systems, in Division 2, Division 3, Division 4, the potential in American soccer is so huge that an open system promotion relegation lower tier could be much bigger than what our MLS First Division is today. When you look at our MLS D1 today, it's capturing 7% of the USA soccer market, and that slice is only shrinking when you compare it against American soccer interest for soccer around the world. So it's not like MLS D1 is killing it whatsoever. So I don't think it's that much of an ask to say that American soccer promotion relegation lower divisions, Division 2, 3, even far down as 4 and 5, in an open system could generate way more interest and investment than this current MLS D1 is. And so, yes, ideally, we could get MLS to agree with promotion and relegation. Again, dream scenario where everything is done peacefully. But here's the rub when it comes to the transition to an open system. Right now, MLS is a single entity, so essentially it's structured like one single club. So you can equate MLS to a normal World Soccer club like Arsenal or Club America. It's just divided into various franchise outlets of the same parent club. So it's very similar to what you see in America with McDonald's, Burger King, corporate brand, and then various franchise outlet locations around the country. The same scenario plays out with MLS teams and its parent MLS corporate, the single entity above it. So if we transition to an open system with independent clubs where we have a tiered system of container leagues and then independent clubs competing, going up and down within the containers, MLS is going to have to break apart if it wants to participate. So that means the single entity will have to end as is, and people, whether it's the current shareholders from each representing franchise outlet or new individual owners, the MLS brands will have to be bought out of the MLS entity and turned into independent clubs so that they can compete just the same as American soccer clubs in the lower divisions. Is MLS willing to do that? Is its shareholders willing to give up that arrangement? I don't know. That's why I think it's critical that we leave this decision up to the U.S. Soccer Federation. We need to give MLS an ultimatum that says either they need to align with the open system of promotion relegation. Yes, MLS can be the Division 1 and its teams can be the Division 1, but they will have to break up into independent clubs, and then after a certain 3 to 5 year transition period, they will be opened up to relegation once the lower divisions are fleshed out even more, and once we have a good number of tiers ready to go in the open USA soccer system. Or option B for MLS, and the ultimatum would be to drop the Division 1 sanction completely and go operate, remain as is in the single entity structure, and go operate like an NFL or NBA or Major League Baseball type of league without divisional sanctioning, just off on its own. So no relegation. It's just 20, 25, 30 teams competing against each other, just like you're seeing today. So again, we got to leave the decision up to our U.S. Soccer Federation. I would like to see MLS align. Of course, that is the hope. But if they're not willing to play ball, that doesn't hold up the show. It's not a sticking point if MLS doesn't agree. But again, I think the prospects to be profitable from an MLS perspective in an open system with promotion relegation is much higher. I think it may come to a point if MLS does want to align. You have some shareholders in MLS that aren't really interested in having MLS teams or independent clubs as the main thing in their portfolio. They're more interested in just having a piece of the pie and pushing it off to the fringe. So we will need to have current shareholders of particular units of MLS teams sell their team to owners who are actually interested in operating the team like an independent club in an open system, and that's fine. Again, it's another ultimatum. Now this is more at a club ownership individual level. If an owner doesn't want the risk, he can sell. Right? That's no problem there either. So there is a workaround to every potential sticking point with setting this up. Again, we should go for a peaceful, quick solution. The best way to transition would be to include MLS, to have them align and become our de facto Division One, to break up and become independent clubs and participate. But of course, if they don't want to play ball, then they can operate like NFL or any other U.S. league without a Division One sanction. And we will create an alternate pyramid with our divisional sanctions, so Division 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. And we will invite, if perhaps someone wants to buy their team out of MLS, say the Seattle Sounders or Portland Timbers aren't liking MLS off on its own without a Division 1 sanction, so they can buy their brand out of MLS and become a real club and come join the open system. I would love that. I would love to create a place for MLS teams with rich history and support to flee to if MLS does decide to go off on its own without a divisional sanction. So there's solutions to every sticking point. I haven't found one yet that's held up the argument for an open system in USA soccer. It's really just a lack of leadership. That's what's missing now. And since our leadership is not leading the way properly, our U.S. Soccer Federation, we need fans to stand up and demand the right thing. And that's what's happening now. Common folks like you and me are speaking up for the change we want to see. We want to see American soccer align with world soccer's essence, which is equality and opportunity for all. Doesn't that sound American to you? It certainly does to me. And we could be an awesome soccer nation that fully leverages its potential in the beautiful game. So if you like this video, make sure to share it out across social media and also subscribe right here to my channel. And I'll talk to you soon.